play 5K series presented by GAEMS. We're sorry for the delay, but internet issues on both sides, well, both teams here, as the storm is hitting them pretty hard. So Folsom, he's no longer with us, and neither is Merc. So for MV, Vyers are going to be filling in for them, and then vVv, they have their original fourth back in the game, as it's going to be the legendary Sidrock playing for them.
Yes.
And we're going to map 3. You guys missed it on stream. We missed it. Sorry for that. But MV, they were able to take the round that just started up. It was 3v4. They took that, and now we're in map number 3, Warhawk Blitz. And I think we got to go right to Sidrock. And I got to say, right, this game is probably perfect for his play style.
Yeah, Sidrock is just, he's one heck of a player. I hope to see him, even though he's standing still right now.
All right, he's moving. This is a good sign. He's alive.
Yeah, Sidrock, he's just such a talented player and a legend in the scene without a doubt. Hopefully he picks up this first kill, or else we're buttered him up way too much. Needless to say, though, what I'm seeing out of here is that vVv, they just had to drop back. They ended up losing that early control there.
Oh!
Sidrock able to pick up the first kill there for Rambo, so that was going to be able to a big drop there as they're continuing to try and get eyes around the map, but it seems like they have to start making that push, although there is going to be a lot of pressure coming from the right side.
If you don't know who Sidrock is, you are a little late to the competitive Call of Duty party. This guy, Golden Boy said it, he is an absolute legend, otherwise known as Paradox EnVy. But it looks like his role, just cover the goal. You know, when you have Sidrock, I mean, his shot is still amazing. You know, he's still so accurate, and when you get him post up in a power position, I still have flashbacks of playing against him in COD 4 on Crash, where he would just set up over near the 3-story railing and just demolish me as I spawned up near the C flag. So, you know, this is Sidrock's play style. He's one of the best in the business at just locking down the power spot, and I see him cleaning up karma. But I want to go over to somebody who's being a bit more aggressive, and that player is going to be Burns.
Yeah, Burns, of course, we talked about him before. Great player on the rise, as they are going to get aggressive here. Try and see if they can make a cap happen. Now, obviously this is one of the first times I've had the opportunity to cast in Ghost, but I have to ask you, Rev, how is the playstyle usually here with Warhawk Blitz? What are teams usually looking to do?
Well, I think the first goal of every team is to check out all the nooks and crannies near your base. Similar to Capture Flag, rule number 1 for every team should be, you got to make sure that your side of the map, your base is clear before you put a focus on scoring goals. If you're just letting somebody sneak around the whole map, well, it's not going to work out in your favor. But as soon as I say that, 4 go down for EnVy, it's going to be Burns trying to tie the score up. And EnVy, they're going to be spawning inside their cafe, so kills have to be made once again by vVv. They were able to get the first cycle, so that means they could push up. They can take a bit of the map, but they can't score goals just yet. It's going to be Historia. Oh! Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
We won't talk about it.
We won't talk about it. That was unfortunate. He had eyes on him briefly, but had to drop back on that one. But yeah, so 1-0 right now. And, we were just talking about earlier how Sidrock was playing that defensive role. But, Warhawk, there's just so many ways that someone can attack your flag, especially on the side where vVv is playing from right now. It's really difficult, to defend it all with one man. And there you can see right there, Sidrock, although hasn't been killed yet, he's currently sitting at 3-0. No, they finally are able to make a cap happen. That's going to make it 2-1 here. But yeah, so like I said, Sidrock hasn't died yet, but you can't watch everything at the same time. It's impossible, especially with these maps.
Yeah, it's kind of tough on both sides of the map to, fully defend your goal. On a map like Freight, it's a lot easier to set up around your goal. You could lay on it, have one guy rotate to your top warehouse. But on Warhawk, it's a very open map. There are a lot of different routes that people could take, and adding on to those routes are a lot of different corners, a lot of different areas where people could just be laying down, waiting for that perfect Call of Duty timing to push out and try to score a goal. Sidrock gets taken on the defensive end. His teammates now have to rotate back as they just got taken out. Another score has been made by EnVy as they take the lead only by 1. Proofy going for the relay. Burns missing some shots. He gets taken out. I think Proofy's going to get it.
My goodness, that was unfortunate. And he just ate that. Oh, man, that just sucks there. But EnVy is going to go up 4-2. You got to give credit, though, where credit's due to EnVy. They played so aggressive, and although those shots were missed by Burns, it was Burns, if I'm correct. I mean, they need to be able to make something happen. Right now, it's going to be just a straight up, lightning rounds here, right? Where they're just going to try and go score for score. And unfortunately, vVv ended up losing that position control on the other side of the map there where EnVy was. That resulted in them not being able to relay another cap. But still, man, Shots fired.
Yeah, I mean,
5-3.
it really sucks so much for vVv since now they're in a position where they have to be aggressive. Otherwise, they won't win the game. And in this scenario, they don't want to be rotating back to their goal. They don't want to be checking all these corners that, you know, Rambo could be hiding in, Merc could be hiding in. You know, they want to be pushing up, but in a game like Blitz, it's so unforgiving. You always have to have a constant presence at your base, which is, you know, you just have to find that perfect balance between offense and defense. And going into half, it's only going to be a 2-point lead for EnVy. But now, you know, EnVy, they could just play 3 defense, 1 offense, and 1 guy to just sneak around, maybe find a hole, try to set up for a counter cap. You know, if the defenders die, vVv get a score on the board, then, you know, that offensive player for EnVy would then just try to counter cap and maintain their lead. So it's going to be a tough side for vVv, but we're going to switch over to EnVy. We're going to see how they decide to play it, and there's your scoreboard. Proof is 10-5, but I want to take a look at Liar. So Liar, he actually used to be a Envious member back in Black Ops 1, had many top 3 placings with them, but most recently you remember him from the Curse lineup. Unfortunately, he had to step down due to school obligations, but we'll see what he has in store for us as he gets taken out at the start of this game. So automatically, we're going to go over to Proofy.
Yeah, losing Merc obviously is a big loss. You know, I mean, Merc is a great player, very talented, knows the game very well. But, you know, Liar, I mean, if he did have to get someone to sub in, you know, why not a player like Liar? You know, I mean, he knows the game very well. He's a veteran as well, so that always shapes up nicely for pickup. But looking at Proofy here, he's going full right, making his way over to Cafe, finding one player in front of him, is able to take him out. So that's
I'm surprised he shot right there.
Why is that? Oh, because he revealed his position.
Yeah, he could have just maybe snuck all the way through Cafe. It was clear that Burns was not looking at him. Burns had no idea that Proofy was there, but it might pay out in the end. I think Proof did spot one inside the Cafe, so you see him just kind of break the glass, luring him out of position, finds one, takes out Hysteria, going for the second. Missing some shots, only 4 bullets left. He will get cleaned up now. This is where, you know, there are a lot of options that Proof could have done there. So he could have let Burns sneak by. He could have went into the Cafe. It may have resulted in a goal. It may have not have, but he decided to go for the kill, which of course would open up a lane on the map. And unfortunately, they weren't able to capitalize on that. But, you know, EnVy, they still have the lead, so they're still in the better position. Nice shots as he picks off Hysteria.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Proofy is going to get taken out. Jumping over to Rambo here. You know, EnVy, they do have the middle and the left lane empty, so that could give vVv prime opportunity to make their way through and potentially get over to the flag. But Proofy off the respawn, there for the stop, able to take out Burns. That's going to be unfortunate as they tried to be able to make this one 5-4, but Proofy was there for the stop. And that's the thing, right? Players, I feel like, are just kind of forgetting that, you know, it is a quick respawn, so they can't get too aggressive. It's a game of inches. You have to play it very slow. You can't get reckless.
And it's a lot of playing off the minimap as well. You have to constantly look at the minimap, not only see where your teammates are positioned, but see where their arrow is located. What side of the map are they looking at? I mean, you could be pushed up on the right side in your loading bay, but if you're only looking to, you know, maybe half of this, well, that means that the other half is open. So you gotta always, like, just like that. It seemed like EnVy had everything covered. It seemed like they had a good spread across the map, but maybe somebody wasn't looking in the right position, and that resulted in vVv being able to sneak something through, able to score, and now it's just a 1-point lead for EnVy.
Yep, that's right. And, you know, EnVy kind of course, they're getting caught off guard with a couple things, just like right there, too, where Hysteria was able to catch one player off guard. That's going to leave 2 players down. I mean, immediately off the respawn, though, that's going to give him an opportunity to try and create some pressure on that left lane. But I like what Rambo's doing. He gets on the right side. He waits it out. He's like, you know, I'm just going to see if anyone presses. 2 people reveal themselves, so they know that pressure is going to be coming from the mid, perhaps. But Proofy has to just play this one smart, know that his teammates are going to have his back. He's definitely playing that goalie role that we saw TP play earlier for complexity in that Freight Blitz matchup.
Yeah, also, since they know that there are 2 players pushing up the right side, even though they were dealt with, that also means that there can only be maybe 1 player watching middle, 1 player watching the far left side. So in EnVy, they could respond by pushing the other lanes of the map, and usually in a worst case scenario, you'll make that 2-on-1 into a 1-on-1. Maybe they'll score on the right side, but you should be able to open up a lane on one of the other sides of the map. But EnVy, they're able to get another goal. Karma, he sent up for the counter with the knife, takes out Sidrock, and he's going to go for the slide here, puts in another goal. EnVy, they take a 3-point lead with a minute 10 seconds remaining in the game.
Yeah, that is going to really hurt vVv here, especially going into this third round. I mean, they looked so strong in that first matchup on domination, but with the addition of Sidrock playing that defensive role, he has been doing a good job. I mean, he's 8-7 right now, doing the best he can, if you will. But EnVy, they're just attacking from all different angles. You know, Revan, if you're vVv, do you send 4 up? Do you start getting aggressive and see if you can start relaying some caps?
It's such a tough decision because if you're sending everybody up on the map, it's going to leave some holes. It's going to allow someone like Karma to push right through. And there's nothing they could do about defending their base. But they absolutely have to, Golden Boy. But once it gets under 30 seconds, it's over just because of the cooldown timer. Karma is going to put the nail in the coffin with this score here. So EnVy, they are going to be able to eliminate vVv Gaming, and they are going to be able to advance to the next round.
Wow. Well, that's going to do it. Like you said, Rev, vVv fought valiantly, but it just wasn't enough. Sidrock went 9-9, Burns 13-21. But on the other side, you got to give credit to Karma, the slaying power. Exactly.
Even Liar, 19-12, 18-10.
Going big. Going big. You know, helping the EnVy boys staying alive here. I mean, Liar has no dog in this fight. You know what I mean? So for him, it's just playing some Call of Duty. And for doing that, I mean, he served his job very well, while Proofy and Karma just went on a slaying spree, is what you'd expect out of players of those, you know, that caliber. But yeah, EnVy moving on to the next round.
Well, it also helps out Liar as well, since he is planning on making a return after the Columbus event. So just getting a head start towards his points, you know, it's going to help him out regardless. But being able to put up some solid numbers like that, helping out the EnVy guys. And not only that, not only did Karma pick up the most kills in the game, he had 4 captures for the EnVy lineup. So doing it on all fronts, the slaying and the objective. But in the end, EnVy, they're able to bounce back after a map 1 loss in domination. They take Search and Destroy. They only need to win 1 round 3v4, and then putting on a good performance here in Blitz, and they're going to be advancing to the next round.
Yeah, just want to reiterate that it was 1 round 3v4, but it was a great round to watch, by the way. I mean, it sucks that we kind of missed it, but it was awesome. So just a bracket update there. EnVy, with that win, will move on to round 4 of play, where they will await the winner of Aware Gaming and Tenacity. So that's going on the other side there. Let's see here, Fuse actually eliminated Justice. So Fuse has put Justice out. Fuse moves on to round 4 play. Vicious eliminated XPL, which if you guys are, I guess, you know, COD veterans or someone who's been around the community for a while, you know who XPL is. Elevate, they defeated Revenge, and Complexity actually defeated IQ. They move on to round 4 as well, Revan. So interesting stuff, as well as FaZe defeating High Society and Obey beating Dread. So those are your round 4 teams there, and we'll wait for the matchups here in a little bit. But Complexity, man, if they win this 5K, that just messes up everyone's day.
Yeah, because this isn't really an important tournament for Complexity. They already have their seed going into the Columbus event. They're just trying to get as many points as they had in Black Ops 1. So that's really all they're playing for. I mean, the money's nice. I mean, but I think they've won enough at this point from Black Ops 2. Yeah. But it's more about the pro points for a lot of these teams, as, you know, seeding implications are on the line. It's looking like both TCM and Epsilon may have secured their seed at Columbus, so that takes away 2 of the potential 4 seeds for Ghost Pro points. But keep in mind, things can change at the end of the North American 5K series, but the European one is about to end, and things are looking good for the EU guys. So if you're a fan of the EU teams, things are looking good for them to be in the championship bracket. But regardless, we're going to commercial break, and when we come back, the next round of the MLG Play 5K series presented by GAEMS will begin.